Hey everybody, welcome back to the Spinner Rack. I'm here with my boy Cal himself. Say what's up, Cal.
Ready to rock.
The big super fan that he is. We're going to be reviewing Superman and Lois, the pilot. The very first episode dropped, and we have lots to say. So Cal, this is a reboot on the Superman and Lois. They're basically staying in Smallville. They have two teenage boys, and this episode, for all I can say, CW, DC, Warner spent some money. Cinematography looks fantastic. This stars Tyler Hoechlin, and he does a pretty good job as Superman. But hey, I'm gonna pass it on to my boy Cal Ellis, the man who is Superman himself. He wears that S on his chest, not necessarily on himself, but go for it, bro.
Well, I thought the first episode, this pilot rather, they did a lot of things right, but this got some major concerns when it comes to the overall film. I mean, the overall series. I mean, I love like you said, they put money into this. I don't know if they're gonna, lower the budget as time goes on, start doing what they did on Superman, Lois, and Clark, where we don't even see him fly anymore. He just his cape kind of just flaps, and we have to assume that he flew off. But they put the quality in terms of the visuals, the special effects, that first episode, really good. This is not this isn't a reboot though. This is just a new series for Superman and Lois based on their appearances on on Supergirl and the crossovers. But the family dynamic, the humanity, those human moments that that they went for, I thought they executed those very well, even though they did some of the tropes are a little annoying at this point, but it's TV, those things are just going to happen as long as they don't get too much into stock characters. But the biggest thing was missing is that, okay, what makes this a Superman story? Where's the Superman? Okay, where's the Superman component of this story? Because that is the one thing that these guys don't have. I could take just about any other superhero, throw them in this, and it would be the same story. So what about this as Superman? And that is not there as of yet.
So, I mean, the story basically is we're seeing this whole thing where, oh, shucks, do you see that? The story is basically you have Superman and his wife and their two teenage sons, and they move to Smallville basically because, Clark got freaking axed from his job because of the new boss who's taking over the Daily Planet, Morgan Edge, and now he's moving back to Smallville to be with his family. Not to be with his family, but to go back to his family home after his mother passed away. So I mean, it's like they're doing elements of they're doing elements of what do you call that? Of Smallville, the original Smallville with the Superboy back then, and now they're doing it. It seems that they're also doing elements of our friend Henry Cavill, Man of Steel. They're trying to get the best of all worlds here, but I think the key story is that they want to center it on Smallville, the stories that happened there. Because remember, Smallville was successful for 10 years. It was on TV for 10 years. So I guess they want to see if they can recapture something like that once again. What's your take on that, Cal?
Well, Smallville's the reason why you have the CW universe of superheroes as it is, because when the CW was being formed, one of the things that they asked for, because they were supposed to stop Smallville, and they literally begged these guys to come over from the WB to CW. And, they said, oh, we're going to come over here, give you some more money, give you for this, give you for that, because Smallville was, a solid rating show. But after Smallville, you get Arrow. So Smallville, laid the groundwork for all of that. So I'm not sure how to feel about, Superman trying to connect to the show that pretty much started that. That wouldn't make a lot of sense for me. But, Smallville was its own thing, but it did lay out, again, it did lay the groundwork for a lot of the stuff you've seen in terms of superhero shows on CW. I mean, if you're going to do a show and you're trying to do Henry Cavill, I mean, that didn't sell with the majority of people. This Superman is already dark enough as it is. Between the 5 o'clock shadow and the other stuff, there's a lot, you got plenty of darkness as it is. And again, what's the I mean, you saw it. Where was the Superman element in this show? What was the Superman component? What was singularly Superman inside of this episode?
I mean, he's trying to do good. He's working with Lois's father to try to prevent reactors from being destroyed. I mean, he's basically lived a double life. His kids don't know he's Superman until the very end. I'm going to give a spoiler, so just so you know, his kids don't even know he's Superman until the very end. And so all this time he's been trying to juggle, trying to do right because he's the Superman. He's not taking time off as much as he should, because he's not there for his boys because he needs to help the Earth to save the world, because that's Superman.
That's Superman, or at least I guess that's Superman for you.
So
that scene where Lois comes over and he's like, "Well, I got to go do this." She's like, "No, not this time. You need to stay with the boys." Now later in the same episode, he has to go do something. She says, "It's okay. We got it." So, that was schizophrenic for me right there. But Superman's the character who can do both. Superman's the character who can say, "Look, I'm going to handle this, and I'm still going to be a good father to these boys." So they blew it there. But aside of what you just said right there, that's generic. That can be any superhero character. Right? If you're watching something and it's dealing with Batman or Spider-Man, there are certain moments, certain nuances, and certain elements that you expect to see in a Batman or a Spider-Man TV show or film. It would be no different with Superman. There has been nothing like that.
Yeah, well,
they got more episodes, but just don't see it happening. At least not in the first episode.
Well, here they're trying to delve into the family, and you have it here, the Kents. What do you think about just the characters themselves? Here, he's dealing with kids, his own kids, and
I don't care about those kids or the rest of the characters. It's called Superman and Lois. I want to see Superman. I already did all that stuff. You got family stuff, okay. All right? Fine. Kids, whatever. Where's the Superman stuff? All right, you know it's not there. You're not even answering the question anymore. There's no Superman stuff in here. So what am I tuning in for? It's going to be generic, man. Why am I watching?
It looks like they're setting up the boys to be like one of the kids does have powers, and possibly the other one will have it in the future.
They're both going to have powers.
So one of them is going to have. He currently has powers, and he has a very troubled relationship with his father. And Superman now has to go and teach him how to utilize his power. But it seems that they're definitely selling it up like how you had the old Smallville show where he was going through high school and the issues that he was dealing with. I don't know how much, they should be dealing more with Superman, but it looks as though they're also going to contribute a good portion of the story to the boys and their growing up in Smallville. But I like it. The show seems interesting. I think it's a new take on Superman. Let's see how it rolls. I wasn't crazy about the kids, especially the more troubled youngster, who's of course is the one who gets the powers, and his difficult relationship with Superman. From the comics, Jonathan Kent, you have a much more positive character. I'm feeling this other character is just a more whiny character. His father didn't expect him to have the power. He thought it would be the golden boy, his oldest son. But that's been, to me, one of the bigger problems that I was having with that. And the fact now that they're off, what are they going to do now that they're living on Smallville instead of living in the big city? Someone like Lois, who's like one of the top reporters in the country, I guess. She's just going to say, "Hey, I'm just going to live on the farm and be cool with that." But probably they're doing something different where before there was where she's going to be a blogger. Who knows? Or I'm trying to say, have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, they'll find something for her to be nosy about.
But yeah, I think it's a good beginning. I think they definitely put some time and some definite money into it. And I'm glad they took the time to do some of that stuff and set it up. But I'm hoping that going forward, it keeps the quality, and it also keeps the strong storytelling going forward, where they start developing this thing. The new villain for this show is Morgan Edge, who is in the comics, and he is, he has a huge conglomerate. And as you will see, he will utilize this to do things that, I guess he's like the Lex Luthor kind of the new series. If I'm wrong, Cal, please jump in. In terms of we also saw a battle with a Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor seems to have come from another place or another.
This Lex Luthor, all we can say is that he's definitely different from the Lex Luthor we would have expected to see. Right. Why? But he's black.
Well, I don't think it's black. It's also that he has these superpowered armor. He knows who Superman is.
Yeah, we've seen that before.
And so, Cal disagrees with me. I think a good movie to look at if you get a chance, the animated show movie was Justice League Crisis of Two Earths, where you have a Superman a Lex Luthor who's good, and he's like a hero in another Earth where Superman and the Justice League are bad. So he goes to our world, our universe, where he enlisted help of Superman and the Justice League to help him.
I'll say the same thing I said when you brought that up. We're gonna have a good Lex Luthor come to fight a good Superman. Yeah, I just don't see that happening.
Okay. So listen, if there's anything else you want to say, Cal, before we go?
Again, you know, Smallville had 10 years of showing everything but Superman. You didn't get to see any elements of Superman. It was all this other stuff. People liked it because it was a good soap opera for 10 years. Ran 6 years longer than it should have. Fine. All right. I've already seen Man of Steel, BVS. No Superman in that either. All right. Then you got Superman on Supergirl. He's getting bitch slapped around by Supergirl. No Superman there either. Now it's showing him like, okay, let's see. Can I see some Superman? Look, I can see that anywhere else. I can see family drama anywhere else. I can see bad guys and superpowers anywhere else. But this is the show I'm tuning in to see what? Superman. Did you show me Superman? No, you did not. Are you going to show me Superman? I have a sneaky suspicion that I will never see Superman on this show. But I'll see a whole bunch of stuff. Here's one of the things that let me know, yeah, this is probably never going to happen. When they showed him in the trunks, the game, they made it like it was some retro old outfit. Like, oh, see, look how old it is and look how good this outfit is. And they made the trunks look like a diaper. So it's probably not going to happen. I'm probably not going to see Superman on this show. But hey, you know, what can I do? All I can do is hope for the best and moan about the worst.
Yeah, give it a hope. I mean, it may happen, okay? So listen, thanks everybody for coming in. If you like what you see, give us a thumb up, subscribe, comment. Spinner Rack.
Out.